All right, everybody, thank you so much for showing up, especially some of the pros there looking at me. That's awesome. And so let's get your survival guide to escaping self-inflicted chaos. And so how did I come up with this? Where does it come from? I mean, I've been teaching tennis for about 35 years now, from, like I said, the Green Mountains of Vermont to California, to Cape Cod, Michigan, and Long Island, and somehow the same mistakes kept on coming up over and over. I'm like, my goodness, it's like a pandemic. And even when I was first starting to teach. And it's as if everybody's pretty much bought the same how to do stupid shit on the tennis court manual and read it. Or a lot of my students pretty much took lessons from the same pro. Obviously didn't. So where does this all come from? Well, today I'm going to talk about the tactical version, tactics in singles and in doubles. I could have gone a little deeper on the technical part, but we're going to stick with tactical. And so what is it? Inflicted chaos, self-inflicted chaos. So I call it like a universal tennis disorder, okay? Now I love this next quote. It's very difficult to defeat what you don't know. So sometimes I'll tell somebody, you should have done this, and they look at me like, what do you mean? It's like I told somebody that the earth was flat. If there are any flat earthers in here, I'm sorry, but. So you don't know sometimes that you are doing stupid shit. The worst part is that you will win points doing stupid shit. So that's what kills me. The person will do everything wrong, and they will win the point. And they look at me like, see, I did it my way. And then the most frustrating part is you will win some points doing stupid shit, but you're going to do everything right. Everything that I told you, you just do it just perfectly, and you will lose the point. And then you look at me like, my way was better. But at the end of the day, 85% of most recreational players get stuck at the 3-5-4 level, and there's something that is missing to get everybody to that 4-0 plus 4-5 level. Okay, and it is those little things that I'm going to point out today, those little stupid habits that you need to get away from, and that will help you get to the next level. So I use that a lot on the court. Say, please, just drink the Kool-Aid. Okay, just trust me. I'm a trained professional. I've done this before, and I know that sometimes it doesn't work, but at the end of the day, I can guide you to win about 70% of the points. It's like if any of you play blackjack ever, a little bit, I'm not going to go into blackjack, but if the dealer has a certain card and you have a certain card, you better not hit because everybody at the table is going to be pissed off at you, correct? So it's the same thing. You play the odds. And casinos was built on pretty much they have the odds and not you. So this is what I'm going to try to show you. You want to be the house. You don't want to be the person playing. All right, so the first one is we're going to talk about singles first, and I'll go to doubles a little later. There is no center of the court. So let's say we're going to use this as if this was the baseline. I know it's a service line right now, but if this is the baseline. So the stupid shit that I see a lot is the person running wide for a ball, hitting it, and running back to the center of the court. There is no center. The center of the court will always move. So the only time I'm going to be in the center of the court will be when my opponent. You want to jump out over there quickly? Thank you. So when my opponent is right in the center of the court, so let's say you go right there, I'm where? Equally, pretty much in the middle where you can possibly hit the ball. As soon as he moves to his right, watch tennis on TV, he's going to look at the court now this way. Not north and south anymore, a little more east to west. So what do I have to do? Watch tennis on TV, watch singles on TV, and you'll see long rallies going like this back and forth because I know this is open, but this is low percentage. We could get into tactics, what down lies low percentage, but pretty much I'm always going to be in the center of his shot. I'm not in the center of the court. I only have 40 minutes, so I can't really go in great depth. If you catch me later, I explain to you, but you're in the center of your opponent's shot selection, not in the center of the court. Moving on to, so stand diagonally from your opponent. And at the net, this is where things change a little bit. I'm going to stand more on the same side of my opponent. This is cutting off angles. But right now, the center is not the center. You're in the center of your opponent's shot selection. 2, standing 2 inches behind the baseline. That stupid shit drives me nuts. So if I did not know any of you, like I've never hit a tennis ball with you, say, okay, go at the baseline and we're going to start rallying. Just go back there. And I will tell the person's level by where they stand on the baseline. If I play against Rafa, that I know Rafa is a good 4 or 5 player, he's going to come back. This is the baseline. Rafa is going to wait for me right about here. Right, Rafa? You would never wait for me right here. So I love how students come out there. So okay, I'm ready to hit balls, and they're about 2 inches. So this is not behind the baseline, everyone. Okay? So, and I know why you stand that far back. Because you are afraid of the shallow ball, the short ball that goes into tactics. Your opponents will hit shallow balls because of what you gave them. Some pros who do a great job, they always go a little further back to make that last step going forward. It's easier to lean for a ball and go forward than to be on top of the ball and try to hit it. If I was to draw a caricature of all of my students over the years at the recreational level, it would be a caricature of a person going like this, on top of the ball. Because so you're so afraid of not getting to the ball. So I say be mentally ready to move up, not physically ready to move up. What does that mean? Mentally ready to move up, that means I'm going to be back here. I'm going to think about when they can possibly hit a short, then I'll move up. Instead of physically, meaning I'm going to stand right here. So any short ball I have, both any kind of deep balls that I'm hitting balls on the rise that I don't want to, I get balls above my shoulders that I don't want to. Got it? So start behind, you can always run up. Changing the direction of the ball from behind the baseline. Juniors drive me nuts doing that. Why do they do it? Because they think they can. So the further back you are from the baseline, your shot selection is what? Center of the court, do not change the direction of the ball. Most likely in the cross-court rally, you get pushed back. So in the cross-court rally, the last thing you want to do, you want to go down the line. If you watch tennis, I wish I could, I should watch a professional match one day and draw it out. But professionals do that a lot. A lot of their mistakes are when they're way behind the baseline, right, AJ? They're way behind the baseline, and they'll try to hit a ball down, change the direction of the ball. And why do they do it? Because they can. But it doesn't mean it's the right thing. So when you're far behind the baseline, usually you'll be in a cross-court rally. Stay in that cross-court rally until you move forward and you can start changing the direction of the ball. So where you're on the court determines your shot selection. Okay, so no stupid shit from back there. Cross-court. All right, we're moving on to hitting angles from behind the baseline. This is geometry tactics. Is Faisal here? He's the one that helped me out with that one. I love that geotactics. So meaning is, so if I'm back here, I'm going to try to hit 2 shots about the same. I'm right about here, and I'm going to hit this ball the same length. One right here, and one right there. What just happened? That one went wide. That one went to the center of the court. So again, hitting angles from behind the baseline, not a good idea. You may see your opponent way off the court. Ooh, let me go way out there. Rafa did that volley, right, that you had. You had the whole court. You try to pull the angle. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot there, Rafa. But again, try not to hit angles from back there. So you don't change the direction of the ball from way behind the baseline. You don't try to hit angles from back there. This is singles, okay? Doubles could be pretty similar as well. So try to hit through the baseline. What does it mean hitting through the baseline? Is when you hit the ball, your ball will cross. When it goes off the court, it goes through the baseline, not through the alleys. I try to remind juniors that a lot. Please just hit through the baseline in the rallies. Don't make the ball go outside. Even you may see your opponent, it's kind of a sucker shot. All right, moving on halfway through the singles. Missing rally balls into the net. It's like hitting a double fault. Unless your opponent is rushing the net, don't mess with the net. I know you're looking for that 6-sheet low ball over the net. Actually, a low ball over the net, that means what? It's going to get right into their wheelhouse. Okay, so this is where you should learn. Work on hitting topspin. Work on rolling the ball. Work on brushing the ball more. That will help you out. And so if your opponent is rushing the net now, okay, that's when I'm going to, if I have a reason to miss into the net now, I won't even make him volley low. That's an acceptable mistake. Or if I'm trying to hit a low, shallow slice to bring him in, that's an acceptable mistake. But you had the baseline way back there, roll the ball back, use topspin. Right, Flint? I did see you grip today, Flint. You did move it over a little bit. So net clearance, shape the ball. Using scoreboard tactics. That's from you that I got that scoreboard tactics in singles. So what does that mean? I say when to use plain vanilla and when to add sprinkles. This is, if you teach my students in Florida will get a chuckle because I use that all the time. It's just be aware of the score, okay, when you're playing the point. It's a big difference when you have love 30 or 30 love. Okay, playing smart. Now I have a little, I'm sure maybe Cynthia is watching right now from Florida. Cynthia, if you are, I'm sorry. But she's in our, we have a tri-level team that's going sectionals. We won. We have it's a 3-5, 4-0, 4-5. But this was last summer. And we won the 3-5 line. No, we lost the 4-0 line, won the 4-5 line, and they're the 3-5s playing. 10-point tiebreaker. They were down 9-6. They come back to 9-9. They go down 9-10. I'm watching the match. He's returning serve. What do you think the stupid shit she did? Went down the line. Hit it right to the net player. The player was like, boom, game, set, match. So, but now next time around, we've won and we moved on. So my point is, that shot would have been okay if the score was up. They're up 9-6, and you're moving forward. You can do that. So be aware of the score, especially when you take chances. It's a big deal, okay? Scoreboard tactics, we can come to Clara's courses. She has all the singles and doubles and all different score combinations. But my point is, be aware of the score. Expecting to win every point. How many of you saw that Roger Federer commencement at Dartmouth? Right? Who has? Do you have somebody at Dartmouth wristband the other day on the court? But anyway, so what's the point there? He won 85% of his matches, and only won 54% of the points. To me, I don't look at the 54. I look at the 46. He lost 46% of the points he played. To me, 46 is very close to 50, which means he lost almost every other point. So again, this is when the scoreboard tactics is going to kick in, when you're going to take chances, and how do you play the score. So you got to really be, just number one, expectations. Don't feel like you're going to win every point, but you got to play the big points smarter than the other guy. But mistakes are okay. Every time I go to watch some of my juniors play, as I'm walking by all the courts, I can always tell who the last kid that won the point or the last kid that lost the point. The one that lost the point is like this. The kid that won the point is like that. And it's this emotional roller coaster, up and down, up and down. So please, mistakes, you're gonna miss almost, have the expectation, I'm almost gonna miss every other point. So that'll be a little easier to deal with the failure on the court. Moving on to trying to finish every point from the baseline. So it's a great stat, and I asked ChatGPT that one. And 50% if you stay at the baseline, you pretty much win 50% of the points you play, but when you go to the net, you're gonna win 70% of the points you play. So I'm not saying you're gonna turn into a rushing machine and go up to the net a lot, but you have a much better chance of finishing the point at the net than at the baseline. This is singles. Okay, again, you have to know, you can't just run with, in France we say sans les chaussettes, which means like without your shoes and with your socks on. No, you have to be smart, but you learn to pressure your opponent, learn to move forward. Too often you have your opponent in the bushes and you're back there at the baseline just waiting. So there's a time to go forward in singles. That's whole single strategy, but don't forget that in singles, you try to go to the net more than you're already doing. Okay, you're gonna win more points at the net than if you stayed up at the baseline. Does that comfort at the baseline? Oh, my volley's not that good. I guess he was a great example that he didn't have great hands, but every time he came to the net, he won the point because that ball was just a floater. He would come in and just put it away. So set up the point and then come and finish at the net. And never met a point of contact you didn't like. That, I mean, that's a lot of you, some of you that have been with on the tennis court over the last couple of days, I see a lot of this and a lot of that. So unless you have a semi-western grip, okay, you do not want a ball about shoulder level. This is not what you want, okay? Most of my recreational players, you should try to work to a strong eastern towards a semi. That would be great. Okay, Rafa, you're about semi, right? Yeah, that's why he's a 4-5, 5-0. You 5-0 yet? Almost there, right? But getting closer. But that's why he has that grip that allows it. So that's what you see on TV. You see these guys just ripping balls up here, like, okay, I'm going to do that. If you have an Eastern forehand grip, at best, This is not what you want. So you have to learn, and you can catch one of us here or at any point in time. So this is my grip. What do I primarily want? So if you have an Eastern forehand grip, you're going to want things about waist level, knee to waist. Casey, right? We worked on that the other day, right? Casey was out there ripping balls up here. I said, Casey, why don't you just kind of, what grip do you have? Okay, that's the grip. So if you can, in about maybe 60% of the time, you should be able to get yourself in position to get the ball exactly where. So know the grip that you have, know the point of contact that you like. And that's what footwork is all about to me. It's got nothing to do with speed. For all of you are too fast, if anything, because you're always on top of the ball. So whatever grip I have, try to get the ball in my preferred strike zone. But a lot of you always say, you never met a ball you didn't like. You pretty much just going on offense on every single shot that you have. So not only your core positioning will determine your shot selection, but also where you make contact with the ball will determine your shot selection. And whatever, so you can ask us, or any of us will tell you with this grip, this is the point of contact that I like. So be aware the correlation between your grip and the ball that you like. And then the last one, winning the battle, the court positioning in singles. One of the nice compliments I ever got from another tennis pro was from Emilio Sanchez. I used to have a bigger YouTube following and a website called tennisoxygen.com. And then I did this video. It was a very simple video. It was called Winning the Battle of Court Positioning. It was when the first pro that ran around their backhand to hit a forehand. And he said, what he did, it was a great video. He would put the tape in for his students, say, you guys, listen to this guy. This is how you want to play. So Rafa, we talked about that today. So if I'm playing against Rafa, and he's on the other side of the net, and I see him wind up for a two-handed backhand, I mean, he may have a good backhand, but I'm not that afraid. But if I see somebody across the net from me go like this right away, run around their backhand or forehand, I'm like, oh, crap, they're in control. So about 70% of the court should account for your forehands. Unless the ball's coming really, really fast on your backhand side, try to run around them. Some of you may like, if you like Zverev, he likes his backhand a lot more, then maybe that doesn't work for you. But I think most recreational players have stronger forehands than backhands. So try to scooch around, position yourself on that side of the court. So don't do the stupid shit of letting like lazy balls just come to your backhand side. Run around it, get around it. Okay, you're sending a message. Even if you're not going to hit a winner, you're sending a message that you're in control. You guys got it for singles? I mean, that's the stupid stuff that is pretty much, basic stuff that if you want to move on to advanced level of play, you have to master those things. Those are basic things that you have to get better at. All right, doubles, which I teach a lot of and love and really enjoy doing it. Should have made the font a little bit bigger there, but squint through my glasses. I'm going to go back to the first thing. How did I start the singles? With centering. Now in doubles, the things are complicated with is just two different players. Centering is, this is not the center of the court. AJ or Adam, would you go over there on the other side for me, please? You don't need to bring your racket. Just you guys are just both right there. So you're back at the baseline. Adam, you're at the net. Actually, you're both back there. That's just for the sake of argument right now. So right now, there are two centers. If he's hitting the ball, I'm in the center of his court. So let's say I have a partner. Carl, you want to come with me right now? Thank you very much. So if he's hitting the ball right now, there's two centers. Well, three centers if you want, but the center of the court. This is the center of the court just because it's the service box. I wish we had tennis courts where we could click a button and that line would disappear, because that just represents the service line. This is not the center of the court. I'm in the center of his shot if he was to come to me, and Carla is in the center of his. So there's two centers right now. I'm in the center of his shot if he was going to come to me. We hit the ball over to Adam. I'm in the middle of Adam if he was to come to me, and Carla is in the middle of his shot. So if Carla is in the center of his shot, if the ball was going to go to Carla, and I'm in the center of his shot if it was going to come to me, you'll never fight for a ball in the center of the court. So this is when both of us are equally at the net now, okay? This is not when we're one up, one back. But the center of the court, thank you guys, appreciate it. So my point is, you want to put yourself in the center of your opponent's shot selection. Now, too often I hear the stupid shit, well, I knew she was going to go cross court. I knew she was going to go down the line. I'm in the middle of her shot or his shot, And if he was going to go cross-court or down the line, I'm equal distance. I never think about when I'm at the net, if he's going to go cross-court or down the line. I'm in the middle of that shot. To add another thing, when I'm at the net, I'm going to think if they're going to try to pass me or lob me. So if you have those two things covered, Adam was over there. Based on what I gave him, I think he's going to try to pass me. So I'm going to be in the middle of his shot. Since it's a passing shot, I'm going to get closer. I think it's a lob. I'm going to back up. So be in the middle of your opponent's shot selection if you're the net player. And your court positioning will depend on if they're going to lob you or pass you. That's just tactics. But moving on to the next one. So there's no center. And please, the stupid shit that I can't stand. I think I might have put it at the end, so I'll save it. If not, I'll come back to it. Stop chasing and start expecting. That's the double strategy book that I'm coming out. It's going to take me a very long time to put together because I have to have videos for every strategy. And I love that. It's pretty much, it means anticipating, but I think anticipate is a big word. So if I'm playing against Adam and I see Adam on the other side and they're going like this, what do you expect? He's going to hit an overhead. So what should I do? Just back off. Adam is going like this. What do I expect? A weak shot. I can move in. Or if I'm the net man, I may poach. So start expecting based on what you see. So stop chasing the ball. Too often my students chase the ball. They wait for the hit, and then they go chasing. So I have this, I was not brought up in this country, but one day somebody told me, oh, Kristoff, it's the if-then strategy. I go, well, what does that mean? Well, if this happens, then you do that. And if you go to Carla, to Adam, to Mitch, to Adam, pretty much the same thing. If you see this, you go there. To me, doubles is all about court positioning based on what is happening at that moment. You know, I love it when they say, oh, you know, we're playing lobbers. They lob us all the time. It's okay. So maybe you should stay back a little bit. But what if you gave him a really hard, you drove the ball real hard, nice and low? Is that easy to lob? No, it's very difficult to lob. So in that situation, I would not play the lob. So we play these people that really hit the ball really, really hard all the time. So it's okay. Well, if you have the net, get a little closer. But if that person is going like this, what do you think? What are they? They're not driving the ball. They're lobbing the ball. So really be aware of the scenarios that happen. Learn, play the scenarios, the if, then. If they're in trouble, they most likely will lob, then you back up. If they're going to drive the ball, you want to move forward. Or if you have the baseline, you can stay right there. But try to really learn the game with your pros at home, or even take lessons, or with us, like the scenarios. Okay, it's just, they're universal, really. You know, I just grew up in North Africa, and just Adam in Michigan, and right, a lobber is a lobber, and it's the same thing. So try to really figure out the patterns of play that are happening. And if you don't know them, just take lessons and just, hey, what do I do when I face this type of shot, and so forth. Okay. So the if-then, to me, is absolutely huge. The responsibility of the baseline player. We talked about that in our groups. Under no circumstance, when you are the person at the baseline, as a server, if you serve in volley maybe, or as a receiver, okay, should you try to finish the point. And that's it, truly, 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 when you work as a team, okay, your job, your role is what? You have set up. And what's the one before that? You have another responsibility. You have two responsibilities and one opportunity. Protect. Thank you. Who said that?
I read it.
Oh, you read it?
But from the lob, right? You cover the lob.
I protect my partner from getting killed. Pretty much. So pretty much what I don't want to do is I don't want my partner to get killed by the opposite net player. So remember, let's say I'm here. I'm the baseline player. Okay, and I got a player at the net right there. What I have to do right now is I make sure I protect them. Yeah. So by not hitting into the opposite, but the opposite net player. So protect him first and foremost. Like my old mentor Mike Raleigh used to say, he was like, if you want the phone to ring, stop hitting balls to the net player. Meaning if you want people to call you and play with you. So I mean, there's nothing worse. That's what the 4-5 is going to complain about the 4-0. The 4 about the 3-5. The 3-5 with the 3-0, and the 3-0 with the 2-5. It's like, oh, I get killed all the time at the net because my partner's not clearing the net, man. So that's your job at the baseline. When you start the point back there, just tell yourself, okay, first things first, I got to protect my partner. And then what's the other responsibility you have? Is to set them up. And I can go in so many different ways, but just setting them up is, if you've been on the court with me, the Bermuda Triangle. Try to hit balls deep, put them on the run, blah, blah, blah. But that's your job back there. The thing that I want you to remember the most is do not finish the point from back there. Okay, maybe when the scoreboard strategies, maybe scoreboard tactics, maybe we can take some chances at 15-40. I'm receiving serve 15-40. I can go down the line, right, Carla? So maybe then when the score, but aside from that, that is not your job. Okay, so what's the only opportunity that you're looking for as a baseline player? Is to come to the net. And to me, coming to the net, what is, I don't know if you, I talked about winning the battle of court positioning in singles, was the first guy to run around their backhand to hit a forehand. In doubles is what? To catch them one up, one back. That's the weakest position. So remember, we'll all start which way? Both sides. We both start, both sides one up, one back, right? So one up, one back is great. I have nothing with one up, one back. If you see the game of doubles has changed in the pros a little bit, a lot of singles players, they stay one up, one back, one up, one back, one up, one back. But as soon as one team goes to two up, either the other team was most likely, because they hit a good shot, that other team will start to retrieve a little bit. It's the worst thing that can possibly do is to get caught one up, one back against two up. So your job, that's why you should try to serve and volley sometimes. Or get a chip, return a serve and come in right away to catch your opponent's one up, one back. So to me, winning the battle of court positioning, that should be your response, your mindset as the baseline player. Say, hey, if I can protect my partner now, let's see if I can get up there. Okay? And the stupid shit that I hear, okay, you go up there, and I'll be back here. And we'll play that way. And that's why you'll be a 3-5 for the rest of your life. Okay, so we don't want to do that. Don't be that player, please. Don't do that stupid shit. So baseline player responsibilities, protect, set up. Moving on to the next one. We talked about that this morning when I was on your court, AJ. Who was that? Turning back and looking, was that you? Turning back and looking at your partner.
It was no one.
What was that? It was no one. Here we go. So turning back and looking behind you. I mean, I can walk the courts everywhere and see that all the time. Okay, you might have backed up the right way, but all of a sudden this is what I see. You're back here looking. Okay, so yeah, you see that a lot. So where is the threat? No pun intended with across the net, but the threat is across the net. So can you peek? Yes. So there's one time and one time only you can actually do that. Go back and look that way. When? When it's okay, actually, I won't yell at you if you turned your back and you looked. When? Lob. When it's a high, deep lob, there's plenty of time. You can go back, you can check it out, you can turn your back for a quick second. But not in a rally. So how do you do that? If I position myself, let's say I'm playing on the deuce court, but the point is on the ad right here. I'm facing this way, net post at a 45-degree angle. Heck, I got everyone right here. I can see absolutely everyone, especially, but the threat is across the net for me. So please don't do just neck rotations. You have the net going like this, going back and forth. And so that's but how many times, Pauline, did not catch you looking back this morning? Yeah, so please try not to do that. You want to be, the threat is across the net from you. You want to have, look, in doubles, the two most difficult positions on the court are the two players that are not involved. I mean, I'm serving to Adam. Adam's receiving. I mean, I'm getting ready for my serve. Adam's ready for his return. We're both all set. We're hitting the ball to each other. We couldn't figure it out. It's the two net players that have to call moving without the ball. Where do we go? How far do I go on offense? This depends on what my partner did. Do I go on defense? So just try to really be as much as you possibly can. Not only be aware of what's happening in front of you, but most likely when the ball goes behind you, not to look back. You got to keep everyone into your eyesight. Got it? No stupid shit looking back, right, Rafa? Yes, so I did a video on that one, a whole video by itself. The baseline player calling the net player. Love that one. Drives me nuts. Are you that guy? Are you that player? Oh, where is that person? So meaning, I'm about to hit an overhead smash. And I hear Carla behind me. Oh, I'm here if you need me. I got it. So all of a sudden I'm like, well, my overhead's not that great, but I'll ever have to take it. So what happens then? She's hitting a lob where I had a chance to hit an overhead smash. Now, I get it that sometimes the baseline player back there has a pretty good view and sees things. So you're both guilty. You for not saying something, I got it. Or yours immediately. But don't be that person back there. And I know you've been that person. All of you have been there one. Flint probably playing mixed doubles. Honey, I'm here if you need me. Right? So you got to really defer. So you're both guilty. Okay, of that stupid shit. Both of you are guilty. The ball goes up immediately, make the call. Yours, mine, any doubt? Yours, but make the call immediately. And we'll talk about the switch in another lesson. But don't be that person at the baseline back. I did a whole video on my stop doing, if you're on Instagram, I appreciate the follow, stop doing stupid shit, 10S for tennis, but I did a whole video on that. And it's pretty much the person doing the stupid shit, of not the person back there. So I got it. So please don't be that person, okay? Staying back when your partner's engaged. That's one of my Kristoffisms, I guess. So your partner's engaged, go to the net. Most likely, when you're in control, of course, your partner's getting killed at the net, you say, good luck, I'll be back here. I'm fine at the baseline. But when your partner's engaged hitting a volley, start walking up to the net. The ball, it's like a free pass to the net. The ball is going to be hit 3 times. So he's got to hit once, twice, 3 times. So as soon as you see that the ball is going to your partner at the net, start moving up slowly. Don't run because it could be a lob once in a while, but don't just stand back there because pretty much you have the net player was engaged right there opposite. Most likely everything is going to be right here. Again, remember, I have the data. I've watched so many matches from the 3-0 to the 4-5 level. Okay, it happens 80% to 90% of the time. The next ball that is coming back to your half of the court will be short. Okay, so when you see your partner engaged, don't stay back there. Well, I'll stay back in case she gets lobbed. The lob is not going to show up. It might, but it's going to be probably like 10%. It will be a short ball. All right, partners engaged, get your butt to the net. Almost done. All right, poaching your opponent's shots. We talked about that today with AJ. What shot are you poaching when you're poaching? You're poaching the shot that your partner hit to your opponent. That's how you base your poach. Too often you hear, no, not mine. No. So you're waiting for the ball to go, hey, not that one. Oh, that one. Remember what I talked about earlier? Start expecting. So if my partner hit a deep ball, Bermuda, that's the ball I'm planning my poach. I'm very big on receiving skills versus sending skills. What is my opponent receiving? They're in trouble. That's going to be okay for me to poach. I'm going to plan my poach more on what my opponent is receiving versus what my opponent hit. Of course, if I'm at the net and there's a wounded duck that goes across, please go get it. I'm not going to say don't touch it. But it's based more, and Carl, you have what you call them, the poaching boxes, right? So we all call them a little differently, but it's all based on what our partner did versus you had the net and say, well, I think I can get that one. And a lot of times, how many times have you poached and you did this? Like, oh, right? It was not the ball it was not a poachable ball. Because the ball that was hit to your opponent, the ball they could easily hit. So don't be that person, okay? That one, I put it in red because the next 2 drive me nuts, is when somebody is about to hit an overhead smash, and Adam, I'm sure you've heard that one before, Mitch, you too, Carla too, and the person is about to hit an overhead smash, and the person at the net moves forward, they run in and go, I want to challenge him. Okay, maybe at a 3-0 level that will work, but I want you to develop a winner's mentality. I had this woman, Betsy, if you're listening, Betsy Sturgis, I have her, she's a 4-5 player. She helps me out some of my 3-0 clinics. She saw a 3-0 player go up like this. She's a 4-5 right away. She went back. I mean, that's just to me. I see anybody wind up for an overhead. If I'm the net player, I'm going to move back. People say, oh, I think I can get it. My life depends on it. I see this, please back up. Don't say, well, I think I can hit. Don't be that person, okay? Because you'll never move up the food chain. That's why you're stuck where you are. The next one, the forehand takes the ball down the center. I hear that one more time, okay? See that, and today on the court, remember we talked about why do you stand at the service line? That one, the forehand takes the ball down the middle, and I'm standing at the service line to call the line. Those two things qualify as super stupid shit. Okay, that is you get the cake. Okay, why do you stand at the service line? In case my partner screws up. That's it. If I'm playing with AJ, I love AJ, but I'm playing against, two good players. I'm here for one reason only, not to call the line. Okay, but to make sure that AJ, I love him to death, but he's got to get past the net player. Then once he does, then the point begins. So all of you will know, like when my partner serves, I'm up here. I've asked that question so many times. Why do you start here when your partner serves? Why do you start here when your partner receives? Call the line. Okay. You pretty much, so as the point that goes back and forth, every single time the ball goes behind you, why do you back up? But, so in case your partner screws up, that's the only reason why you're backing up when the ball goes behind you. Okay, got it? All right, and then we're going to finish with Carla. I wish you could do your whole thing right now. Is scoreboard IQ. Okay, and then I used to have a little bit of that in there until I spent the weekend, the mini Congress with Carla, and she really expanded, went a deep dive into scoreboard tactics. And the best thing that Carla said was do things differently when you're ahead. Don't do stupid shit when you're behind. Okay, so we're losing, so let's go ahead and do something different. No, when you're losing, it's when you're going to play plain vanilla, pretty safe. But play Australian or poach on demand. There's so many different things that I can't go and take a deep dive in it. But as much as you possibly can, do different stuff when you're ahead. Use the score. The score is a big deal. And I think I wrote that one last night. This could take the cake, the last one. When your favorite shot is the lowest percentage shot in the book. And which one is that one? The down the line shot. See, but I really love that shot. That is just, so I said, that's why I tell people, that's why you're at 3-5 and you'll be there for the rest of your life, because you picked the lowest percentage shot as your favorite shot. And that's all I have. So thank you. But everybody, is those things that like I say, 85% of the tennis population is stuck at that 3-5-4 level, okay? Okay, you talked about shortcuts. We talked about shortcuts yesterday, right? So all these are shortcuts right there that can get you to the next level, okay? And then you follow me on Instagram, and you can DM me, and I can send you the whole presentation if you like. Any questions? Shoot. Yes, questions, yes. No. That's a very good point. Carla, you want to, where's Carla? Did she? Okay, when you're up in the score, or when I'm moving forward. When I'm at the baseline running into the net and the score, that's when I want to go down the line. Less time for the person to react. So when to do it is the key. So don't make it your favorite shot from anywhere on the court.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand for Kristoff Davo.
Hey.